This one's called bone set. They thought because the leaves kind of go across the stem. Not sure where to show you that. Right down here. The leaves, yeah, right there. The leaves go across it. They thought that would help set bones because the plant looked like it was well connected. Anyway, so that's bone set. That's one of the best plants for pollinators. All kinds of insects come to this for food. And that's related to this. This is late flowering bone set, or late flowering thoroughwort, so called. So you see its flowers aren't quite out yet. And then down here we have a monkey flower. I don't know if that looks like a monkey to you, but that's what it's called, monkey flower. It's mostly bloomed. You see there's a lot of places where there were flowers earlier. Now there's just a few at the top. And then if we come around here, we've got a lot of wilted flowers like that, but there's still a couple blooming pretty nicely. That's a purple coneflower there. It's got these leaves that come out kind of like that. As you get to know it, you can start to recognize even like little plants that just have a couple leaves, no flowers. You start to learn plants just by little bits of them. So here we are again at the bone set. I see it has a visitor. Ooh, where do you go? Okay. We're gonna have some wood. Actually, wood is good habitat for bees. Out here, they like to nest in it. A lot of them, different kinds. They use wood, rotting wood, all the kind of stuff we get rid of in a garden. That's what they like. Here's a flower. See, it's all kind of splayed out like that. It gets tall. That is called cup plant. And you can see it's a silphium. Silphium is a particular kind of plant that has these kind of swollen, those are buds. Those are going to be flowers like this. But you can see it's called cup plant because if you hold the plant up, if the plant was standing up, water would accumulate in there like as if it was a cup. Cup plant. Over here we have elderberries. These are delicious when they're actually black. When they turn black, they're ripe. And used to make pies out of them, or my mom did. And jelly, really good stuff. Has leaves kind of like that. Each one of these is leaflets. That's a single leaf right there with a bunch of leaflets. That's elderberry, and it's got this particular kind of stem. You can see maybe the stem is all kind of knobby. Over here, oh my goodness, look at this. We have a bumblebee sleeping in a hibiscus. This is rose mallow. This one happens to be rose, but some of them are white with red centers. But here again, you can see like these buds here are very special in their shape. And then the leaves are kind of, these are eaten up, which might be a good thing. If a plant is giving of itself to the insect world, that's not a bad thing, as long as it does, as long as it has enough for itself. Sort of like a charity. What is this? This is a vine, which is virgin's bower. It's a Clematis virginiana. It isn't flowering yet, but it has leaves that have these little dentitions on them, little teeth. That's how you know that this particular Clematis is a native. It's going to have white flowers. Kind of pretty. They don't last too long, but they're pretty. Ooh. So here we have another. Oh, busy bees. on this. This is another popular one for pollinators. Joe Pyeweed, named after an Indian who was a medicine man, I guess. It's got whorled leaves. You see, there's a bunch of leaves coming out at one place, all kind of in a circle around one spot on the stem. That's called whorled. Oh, well, this is already flowered. The seeds are forming here. This is a button bush. Kind of looks like a button, don't you think? Some of these names, common names, are actually pretty good. A lot of them are not. Oh, this one's, well, there's a Japanese beetle in there. They chew up the hibiscus quite a bit. But here's a fresh one. That one's looking pretty nice. And this one, oh, that's a beauty. Very elegant. What else have we got? Oh, I wanted to show you over here. We have this cardinal flower. That's a Lobelia cardinalis, it's called. A lot of the times the Latin name actually is a reference to something special about the plant. Cardinal, red flower. So let's see, here's some more bone set. This is a native sunflower. It doesn't have a huge flower like the cultivated sunflower, which is an annual. This is a perennial, and there's a lot of different kinds of native sunflowers. And I try to pull them out, but I'm not very successful because I pull them out because they spread so much. They're used to growing in floodplains. And so they're pretty aggressive. A lot of very aggressive plants down in floodplains. This is not very showy, and it's kind of a native weed. There are natives that are actually weeds. Most of the weeds in a garden are non-native, but this is kind of a weedy plant. I tend to pull it out, but that's willow herb. It's looking kind of pretty actually right now. This is already bloomed here. This is Queen of the Meadow. It's got a special looking leaf like that. And if you follow it up, these were pink. Queen of the Meadow. We got a lot of flowers here. This is ironweed. I don't know if it's because it's kind of iron doesn't rust like that. Anyway, it's called ironweed. And that all blooms, it all comes out of this central stalk. Then there's a bunch of flowers. They start in the middle. You see those are already bloomed. These on the outside are still blooming. So it's kind of a progression of blooms. A lot of these plants do that. They kind of roll stuff out slowly. So it gives the bees kind of a steady diet for a week or two. Not a bad idea. That's tall meadow rue. It's already creating its seeds. That bloomed earlier too. Ooh, that I'm gonna check that out. That's helenium there. That's not flowering yet. So we got, yeah, a lot of helenium. I really need to get the seed for that and see if I can grow it in a bunch of different places. That's kind of a neat look there. A lot of times the buds are as beautiful as the flowers. If you use your imagination, you might think these petals look like a cone. They're reflexed a little bit. Reflexed like a cone, like a, badminton or something. This is cutleaf coneflower. Probably people know mostly purple coneflower, but this is cutleaf coneflower, somewhat related. It has these leaves that are deeply lobed, so maybe that's where it gets its name, because they look like they've been cut. Well, here's a bee checking out the wild senna. Wild senna. It's a legume. It's in the pea family. And it has these leaves, kind of characteristic of a legume like that. And it has these pretty yellow flowers that come out in the middle. This is a really good year for them. And this is bergamot, wild bergamot, which has already bloomed. As you get to know plants, you can get to know their different stages. So even though it doesn't have its flower right now, I know it's wild bergamot. And if you smell one of the leaves, it's in the mint family. It smells really good. Yeah. Okay. Black-eyed Susan. What else have we got here? See, we got a lot of this wild senna, just going crazy.